Hello my dear students, welcome back to the another virtual class of political science. So today I am going to start the last chapter from political science, and we have been waiting it for so long. Many of the students were sending me messages, please start the last chapter so that our pre-boards are approaching and all. So I was going as per my school schedule. So finally I have reached to this chapter. So this chapter is all about democracy in India. Okay, perspective of challenges being faced by the Indian democratic system. So in this chapter few topics are there which we have to discuss. So today we are going to discuss about casteism, what is caste based politics, and what is the role of caste in Indian politics, that we are going to discuss. So before I discuss about the involvement of caste in Indian politics, I would like to give you a short answer about what is mean by casteism. Okay, so let's start our today's class. So as you all know that this chapter is very important from the point of view of Indian democratic system. From the very beginning our system is been corrupted with the caste system, though as per the constitution there should not be any caste system in our country, but still it is been deeply rooted in our Indian political system. So now I'd like to tell you to focus on this board where I have already written the answers. Okay, so if you want you can copy it down also. Okay, so you can see here I have written it over here. What is casteism? What is casteism? Okay, so it is written over here. Casteism is a belief. It is just a belief only. Just you believe, I believe, it depends upon that only. There is nothing like God made all this caste and all, nothing. It is a man-made system in our country, and it has been going on through ages and all. Till today it is going on. Okay, so during the Vedic period all this system was started. So casteism is a belief in an adherence to the caste system. Okay, in an adherence, it is there in our caste system. Okay, it involves separation on the basis of caste. There is a separation in our society on the basis of caste. Okay, what is caste actually? It's just a belief only. With few examples I would like to explain you. For example, in India, mostly we'll discuss about India only, because these things I haven't heard about other countries. The caste system is there. Okay, differences are there. But when we talk about equality, then if we discuss equality on one side, on the other side if we talk about casteism, then that becomes meaningless, valueless. Okay, but still people, they are not ready to give away this system which they had been following from ages. Okay, so in India the caste system constituted four. It is constituted of four major categories. Okay, namely Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and the Sudras. So according to their work, this has been categorized. Like you can see here, Brahmins were engaged in spiritual work. They were regarded as very close to God. All the pujas and all spiritual activities were done by the Brahmins and all. So they were categorized to the high caste. Okay, the next one is Kshatriyas. Okay, they were warriors. They were engaged in warfare, protecting the kingdom. Okay, they were warriors who were given the responsibility to protect the kingdom and the king. Okay, second category. And the third one was Vaishyas. They were involved in a business. Okay, third category of people belong to that category where they were involved in business, like traders, merchants. Okay, they were there. And the last one you can see as Sudras. This is the one. Sudras were required to do menial work. That means this caste, the last one, they served the upper three classes. This last one, the Sudras, they served the upper three classes. That means they did menial work. They did menial works and all. Okay, so like barber was there, goldsmith was there. Okay, blacksmith were there, washerman were there. Okay, so they used to serve the upper three classes. So I think that according to me, if this class is to be kept, according to me, I'll definitely rise it up to the high class, because this is the caste which serve the upper three classes. Okay, so this should be kept on top, but this they are not going to accept it. So in our constitution, my dear, this casteism is not at all allowed. We talk about equality. We talk about equality, but when we discuss about politics, then that time everything goes back 2 centuries back from where we started this system and all. Okay, so once again, if you want, you can pause the video and you can write it down. This question may come for 2 marks. Okay, why to miss this question? So once again, casteism is a belief in and adherence to the caste system. It involves, okay, it involves separation. It involves separation on the basis of caste. It is, so society is completely separated on the basis of caste. So this is the example given from India. 4 castes are there in our country. Brahmins are there, Kshatriyas are there, Vaishyas are there, and the Sudras are there. Okay, Brahmins were engaged in spiritual work, Kshatriyas were into warfares and all, protecting the kingdom. Vaishyas did business and all, traders, merchants, and the last one, Sudras, who are the backward classes. We regard them, okay, and we treat them as a vote bank only in our political system. So this is the caste which are the sufferers in our country. Sudras, who were required to do menial work. They did. It is not that they were forced to do menial work. They did according to their possibilities. So they did that, and that we call it thappa lag gaya unke life mein. The same thing happened. Okay, it was a system that the Brahman son will do the same work, the Sudras like cobbler's son definitely will follow the same work of a father and all. So this system completely spoiled the system of our country even in a 21st century. Okay, so now we'll discuss about the role of casteism in Indian political system. So as you all know, my dear, the caste system is deeply rooted in our political system. So if you have the book, you can refer that book also. The first point, caste and political socialization. So when a baby is born, right from the birth, my dear, it is categorized that I have been born into a high caste, or you are born in a low caste, and accordingly, when time comes to associate them with any political parties, then definitely they select the party which belong to the high caste, and the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and the backward classes, they choose the party which talks about them, which favors them. Okay, so caste and political socialization has become the boon of contention from the very beginning in our political system. Next one is caste and leadership recruitment. Whenever election comes or during the nominations and all, the political leaders, they recruit the candidate according to the caste system. If the people in a particular area are more and they belong to the high caste, then the person from high caste will be fielded, they will be nominated from that region. Okay, now for example, if we talk about the caste conscious people in the states like Haryana, okay, Bihar, Tamil Nadu, okay, so it is mentioned that in Haryana, leadership comes either from Jats or Bisnois or Brahman. Okay, that is in Haryana. And if you talk about Andhra Pradesh, the Reddys are the one, that family only will be selected as a leader to lead the people or to continue with the political leadership of that particular party. So that is there. So why not we talk about a general system? If I contest the election, I am not representing the Muslim community or a Hindu community, I am representing everyone. Why not the people from all the sections come and vote for me and send me to the legislature or to the Lok Sabha? But that is not there. So this system has been spoiled by this political system of our country. Now if you talk about caste and party politics, if you talk about caste and party politics, now if you talk about BJP, right, BJP has been largely perceived as a party of caste Hindus. Okay, in particular some regions, okay, regional political parties, they stand predominantly influenced by caste factors. If you talk about DMK and AIDMK, okay, they are non-Brahman and anti-Brahmin political parties. They always will go against the Brahmins and all. So those people who are been sufferers in the hands of or have been dominated by the high caste, definitely they will support this AIDMK or DMK party, because this party is completely against the Brahmin party. So separation. So who brought separation in the political system? Political parties. Okay, constitution did not talk about, there is nothing mentioned about the caste system in our constitution, but these are something which has come from outside, and political parties, they have started this system in order to come to power. Okay, then if you talk about BSP, BSP party, that is from Uttar Pradesh, Bahujan Samaj Party. Bahujan Samaj Party, this party completely banks upon the support of scheduled caste. Okay, scheduled caste, the backward classes. With their support only, this party comes to power and all. Okay, they only talk about the favor of the backward classes, that is scheduled caste. Okay, so all political parties in India, okay, uses caste as a means for securing vote in election. Caste, without caste, they cannot survive, they feel like that. So if there is a clean and fair election, my dear, let the people forget about caste system and think about Indian, and as a citizen of one nation, go and cast their vote for the betterment of the country. Then definitely our country is going to become very, very powerful. There won't be any differences in our country. Though we live in the same country, but we are divided. I belong to a low caste, you belong to the high caste. Separation is always seen in our country. And who brought the separation? Political parties. And this is spoiling the very atmosphere of our nation, my dear. Okay. Now, even if any of the territory where Muslims are in majority, then again Muslim candidate will be fielded from that region. Okay, because they think that if a Hindu candidate or any of the other candidate if is fielded from that territory, then definitely the Muslims vote won't be there. Okay, now very soon we are going to have elections in West Bengal. Then there also we see the TMC party thinks that the Muslims are their property voters and all. Vote bank politics is going on in West Bengal. Now, if any of the other political parties from other states, if they want to enter here, then definitely they think that why you don't have any right to enter in our political system. But in constitution, everybody has the right to contest elections. So why do you fear about if any of the other political parties like BJP, if they come, that vote share will be there. So that should not be there. Let all the political parties contest, and may the best party come to power and think about the country's development or the state's development. That we want it. But these political parties, they try to instill hatred against other communities, okay, and create a wedge between the Hindus and the Muslims. These things are going on in our country, my dear, and that is very, very poisonous for our country. We should avoid it. So being a teacher definitely of political science, I would like my students to think about all these things. We should not go in favor of casteism or any of the communal things which are being spread in our country. Okay. Now next, if we talk about role of caste in government making. So whenever a government is made, my dear, whenever a government is made at the center, my dear, then we see that mostly the party whichever is in power, they tries to use its decision making power to win the favor of the major caste group, whichever are in majority in his party or her party. Okay, they try to win their favor. So most of the political parties in our country, my dear, they always try to nurture people belonging to scheduled caste as their vote bank. Everybody wants to show that this is the backward class and we are going to work for them, we are going to think about them, new schemes will be brought for them. So they try to lure this scheduled caste by their false promises and all, my dear. Till today you can see here how many years of independence has gone, my dear. The condition of the scheduled caste are still the same, my dear. No improvement only. They are only used as a vote bank. During elections only, political leaders, they'll go enter somebody's house, Dalit ke ghar mein jana, khana. What is that? I don't understand, my dear. Rest of the time when they suffer, there is no one to look after their problems, my dear. So luring them on the basis of caste and all. Okay, in Bihar, if you talk about, Yadavs are there, Brahmins, Yadavs are against high caste. So some parties are there which is completely Yadavs party and all. Okay, so they talk about secularism, that I understand, but there is a soft corner for all the people that yes, this party definitely is our party and we should support it or we should favor them. That we see it, my dear. So I'm not against anyone, but I'm against this evil system which is even prevalent in our country, and the politics which continues in our country even today on the basis of caste system is very, very wrong, my dear. We should get rid of this. Education, illiteracy is the most important factor. I think that this cannot be eradicated. So if all the people are educated, definitely people will start thinking that this is a wrong concept we are following in our Indian political system. So even today, my dear, even today, if we say no, but still casteism plays a very important role in our Indian political system. Now, due to all this caste only, my dear, there are political violences. Okay, I can give you the example like in states like Maharashtra, Bihar, Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, caste violence has raised its head even in some urban areas also. Caste system. You'll feel awkward, my dear, when I say that if people of Bihar, when they go to Maharashtra, the people of Maharashtra, they say that why you have come here, this Maharashtra belong to Marathi people. So there is nothing mentioned in the constitution. In our constitution is mentioned that everyone is free to move to any part of the country, reside and settle in any parts of the country. So whole India belongs to the Indians. So I can move anywhere, I can settle anywhere. So there should not be a feeling that I am a Bengali or you are a Bihari, you are from Maharashtra, I am from southern part of India. We all belong to one community, that is Indian community. No casteism. I don't belong to any caste. I have no caste. So you also must feel that you don't belong to any caste. I am a son of a cobbler. It doesn't mean that I'll be mending shoes, my dear. If I'm good in studies, I can become a doctor also. I can become an engineer also. Okay. If a son of a Brahman wants to study properly and want to do something great for the nation, they can become a scientist, they can become engineer, they can do noble professions like doctors and all. So this caste system now is enough, my dear. We should give away. We should get rid of this system, my dear. But still, as it is mentioned in our syllabus, my dear, so this is one of the biggest challenges we people in the democratic system, in a democracy like India, we are facing this problem even today, my dear. So casteism in Indian politics is deeply rooted, my dear. It is very difficult for us to get rid of this political casteism involvement in our political system, my dear. Okay, so even in local panchayat areas, local panchayat elections and all, my dear, in some Indian rural context, caste has been a plank of mobilization of channels of communications, representation, leadership, and it's a linkage between the electorate and the political process. So what is this, my dear? The role of caste is working in the working of Panchayati Raj system, my dear. Okay, and other institutions of local self-government has been known to reality. So casteism is deeply rooted. I have been telling you from the beginning of this class, my dear, is deeply rooted in our political system. So you may be asked questions like, what is the role? What is the role of casteism in Indian politics? What role is being played by caste system in casteism? Let us not say caste system, casteism in Indian political system or Indian politics. So every now and then we see elections are conducted in our country, and one thing is there, all the political parties, they think from this area किसको खड़ा किया जाए, oh यहाँ पर तो इनका मेजॉरिटी है, इनके लोगों को खड़ा करो. Okay, so that way they try to come to power. Okay, nowadays there is a trend, a very latest trend going on from last 5-10 years, my dear. Hindu Muslim party. This party belongs to Hindu, this party belongs to Muslim. Why? It is not so, my dear. All the parties belong to everyone. My wish where I should go. The party which will work for the nation, party which thinks about development, party which thinks about uplifting the country's economy, the party which wants the country to reach to the superpower, that country I am going to favor them. I am not against any party. We are not against any party. Work for the nation. Don't bring separation in the social scenario, my dear. That is all about we need it. Okay, but still this casteism is a very, we can say that it is an evil practice still going in our system. Long time back we had sati pratha and all these things, all are eradicated, all these things are completely abolished, my dear. So we have to strictly abolish this caste system from our country. Then only we can have a free, clean and pure political system prevailing in our country, my dear. So hope you have understood this topic. So you will be asked a question, what is casteism? And next question for 6 marks, you may be asked, what is the role? What role is being played by casteism in Indian politics? And you can rely on my discussion and you can write down the answers. Okay, mix up all the answers point wise and all, and you can definitely score good marks. So hope you all have understood this topic, and in the next class we will discuss about regionalism, then again political violences are there. One by one, within 2 to 3 class I am going to complete this topic. Okay, so hope you all have understood whatever I taught today. Okay, please comment in the comment section if you have not understood, then still I am there to help you out. So we are going to meet again in next class. Till then, be safe, take care, bye bye.